Smooth. Nice. Hello, welcome all to YouTube video number 4, I believe. And for a lower session today in Pro Life. First of all, I'm going to get out of the way. Remember to like and subscribe because I always do it at the end and half the people probably aren't watching it then. But yeah, lower session today. I'm 11 weeks out, I believe. We'll run through my prep and everything at the end, like a little bit of an update. We'll get Evan to put some pictures from this morning's check-in photos. Pretty much happy with the position that we're in. We're going to go down and see Finn in a week or two so he can see me in person. But again, we'll run over all that at the end. Today, my big movements are the Bodybuilder, the hip thrust. The machine's called the Bodybuilder. So it's a plate load hip thrust, then a leg press. It's not my hack squat day. So this is my second lower session, or leg session of the week, to make sure that we bring these little chicken legs up. Nicely, freshly shaved legs as well for today. They need to get them nice and bald for the show day, so practicing some of that. So nice baldy legs for you today. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
Dad was a pastor, Ramaj was paro. I take a daughter off the calm and narrow. You with the peppercorn, yeah, I know it seems kind of deep, but their thoughts was shallow. Spent my whole life on the market as a target that they point they arrow.
Movements like ab crunches or calves, I would always recommend doing them at the start of the sessions, because a lot of people are just going to not be mentally fresh enough. Going to feel a bit battered at the end of the session, just go, oh fuck it, I'm away home, I can't be bothered doing it. So get your abs done at the start, your calves done at the start, to make sure that you actually prioritise them. This cable ab crunch, got this in 3 times per week, and my abs are a lot better now. So make sure that you do prioritise them and actually get them done. So further on the point of prioritising certain movements at the start of the session, that could also be applied with your arm work for your push and your pull days. A lot of people end up having lagging arms because they're not mentally or physically fresh when they're doing their arms at the end of the pull, end of the push. So instead of doing that, if they are an area that you need to bring up, you could do triceps at the start of pull, then biceps at the start of push. If you're to say do your biceps at the start of pull, it would take away from the quality of the sets that you're going to be doing later on. And then if you do triceps at the start of push, that means that it's going to affect your pressing as well. So you could flip them round, do them at the start, so that it means that you're both mentally and physically fresh going into the movements, and that you prioritise them more. So it could be something you can implement. So second exercise in, first leg exercise, calf raises. Make sure that you spend time in the lengthened and the shortened position and like pausing that spot as well. Your calves aren't just going to grow if you're chucking them about. It's a muscle group that's very, very stubborn. So making sure that you're spending time, you're rinsing what you can out of the eccentrics, pausing again in that lengthened and shortened position. Also, it's going to help with your depth and your ankle mobility pretty much as well. So if you can spend time in that lengthened position of a calf raise, really stretch it out, it's going to help with your ankle mobility. So if you want a leg press deeper, or hack squat deeper, or squat deeper, spending time in that bottom position of a calf raise is going to help that too. So yeah, first exercise, we get that done. Again, as I was saying, while I'm fresh, we get the calves and the abs done so that I don't kind of fuck them off at the end of the session. But yeah, that's that. Let's get into it.
Fuck a pigeonhole, I'm a night owl, it's a different mode. I'ma have to make a paint of 6 on a pinky toe. Heard you with a shooting guard, just let a nigga know. I would have you court side, not the middle row. All good love in a minute though. I can't stress about this bitch cause I'm a timid soul. Plus I'm cooking up ambition on the kitchen stove. Pot start to bubble, see the suds, that shit good to go. Sound suave, but I can't get me cold.
A wee bit of like, see when it's like let the sky fall, and I'll be on the ground and I'll hit that. Then I'll side chest on the ground, then it goes we will stand tall and face it all. I'm going to stand up and go and hit my abs and thighs. Pretty cool. Nah, people already know anyway, but I might do a wee bit of the posing routine. Right, so second leg exercise, third leg exercise. No, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We'll go third exercise in, adductors. So this is going to help me get kind of warmer for my bigger movements. Like I don't like going straight into just my big movement of the day because I want to get kind of mentally and physically prepared for it. So third movement here, adductors. They're very underrated and kind of overlooked, I would say. A lot of people don't do this machine, however it is going to complete that kind of look of your leg. It's going to give you that, close that thigh gap, so when you are standing or doing posing, your legs look a lot fuller and more complete. So make sure that you're not neglecting them. Usually they can be quite light, so add pauses in the lengthened and the shortened position to kind of combat that issue. I've got a 6-second pause in the lengthened position and in the shortened position as well. It's like an 11 rep set, it takes 3.5 minutes or something. It's horrible, but gotta do what you gotta do. So yeah, make sure that you're not neglecting your adductors.
rapper like the fill on all the ops, it's a molester. I be with my gun like Rose be with lemon pepper. She wanna hear some Afro beats cause she just popped a Tesla. All that working out, that nigga must think he a wrestler. But this ain't UFC, this chopper came with a compressor. This chopper came with a compressor. This chopper came with a, this Glock 4-5 came with a switch. If I was Will Smith, I would've slapped him with a stick. Put your hands in the air, it's a sticker.
Slay. Slay. Mate, are you filming? Yeah. Mate, it's so impractical, isn't it? On the adductor, like my legs were sticking, they're sticking to this because I put some moisturiser on it after it so it doesn't like gub my legs, and it feels so strange. It's not good. I should have took it into consideration, but at least I've got some nice baby smooth legs. So hamstring curl, final isolation movement before we go into the big hitters, so the hip thrust and the leg press. For this, if you've got this one in your gym, make sure that you use the seat belt this here to lock yourself in. So it straps you in, it makes your hips a lot more stabilised, means you can get more load on the machine while controlling it and not being pulled out of place, therefore you get bigger and better hamstrings. Ideally you'd have a pin lead one where it supports you above your knees. This pad is below your knees, kind of like at your patella. It's quite uncomfortable, but seated hamstring curl, I've got this one just now. Then after my main movements, I've got a single leg line one to finish off my hamstrings. This is a more glute slash hamstring focused session, whereas the Monday leg session is the hack squat, leg press. That's my more quad focused one. So yeah, this movement, and then we're on to the hip thrust. His name on TikTok is Danny Fish and Rice Cakes. It's fucking massive.
Yo, the first and the very last one at the gym. Spark man at the ring. Say I'm just starting, I beg your pardon. You can't pull a fast one and miss the fring. Some say it's the life of the party, but when it pulls up from the party begins. Me and my dog, you're partially twins. If you ain't play a part, then it can't be a win. Going from shows to my lectures, holding my head, I was losing my sleep. How stupid of me, shit I had to do for this uni degree. I was laid up with a sweet one, I still link her 2 when I'm free. She always wanna play with a tree trunk.
Big hitter, we are up 1 rep, 4.5 plates for 7 on the lead hip thrust. So as I was saying, this is a more glute slash hamstring focused session. So instead of it being a quad by squat, then it's the hip thrust here. So put your back. Goal here is to pretty much get a big booty, as it says. Where is it there? The booty builder. Pretty much your glutes do react quite well or respond quite well to spending time in the shortened position. So make sure that when you are doing this, you're actually spending time in that contracted position, and then don't come too far down. So like the goal is for your legs, or your knees, sorry, to not travel back the way. So you'll see if Evan cuts a wee clip in here, when I come down, my knees don't come all the way down, all the way back the way, because I'm going way too deep. Cut yourself to the point where your knees can still stay in that same position. You can still lengthen out the glutes and then drive from there, so you're not putting your lower back, glutes, etc. in a compromised position. So yeah, that's that. Again, like for a couple of people I've got this in with my clients, and I was guilty of it as well, not treating this the same as you with a hack squat or a barbell squat or a pendulum squat. Make sure you're coming into this consistently, doing it every single week, progressing it like you would with a normal movement. Just because it's not a squat or a leg press doesn't mean that you don't give everything to it. So make sure for these type of movements that aren't your standard ones, you're still hitting them with the same amount of intensity, focus, and just getting after it pretty much. But yeah, that's it. I'm loving just like my fucking screamy people thing. Listen to this. This guy going, who the fuck is it gonna be? Them or me? That's just all it is. Just with some wee noise in the background. Gets me going, man. Right, so leg press, second bigger movement of the day. Quad bias movement, so you want to get your feet as low as possible without your heels having to come off when you're trying to get that depth. So that's going to allow for as much knee flexion as you can get, and that's how you lengthen your quads. You get more stimulus to them. I still get questions, people asking about the mats that I usually have. We forgot to film explanations, so there's no mats anymore, but simply this machine right now, it's a good example to be able to do it here. If I come down here, the depth limits me here. when I can get further down than that, I can get my knees further back and I can get more depth. So I place the mats under me to kind of boost me further up in the seat, simply to allow the machine to go lower. It doesn't like help you get more range of motion. If you're not bottoming out the machine already, it'll do absolutely fuck all. So make sure that you're not just putting mats there for the sake of it because you think that it's going to get more depth. It just allows the machine to go further if you're someone who's very short and 5'8" like me. So leg press, really good set, probably the best set of my life on this. I took 5+1 at 4.5 plates on Monday. I thought, fuck it, I'll just send it again. Got really up for it, quite emotional actually, and I got an extra like 3 or 4 reps. Really good set, happy with it. So that's that. We've got leg extensions, hamstring curls, then we'll jump into some posing and a wee update on prep, but that's that. This is a bit of a slutty angle, isn't it? But yeah, let's do it.
I know it's getting late, and I'm struggling to let go.
Right, so second last exercise is the leg extension. Now this is the only exercise that gives you the opportunity to load your quads in the shortened position. So with a hack squat or a leg press, when your leg is kind of fully extended, there's no tension on it. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Spend a second in that shortened position, really contract your quads, and make sure that you're not launching it up as well. Think about like your quads, like see all the fibers, it's like a puppet string and you're pulling it back and it's just contracting the whole way up. So making sure that you're actually not just launching it and not getting a great deal out of it. I had a 15 to 20, which was pretty grueling, it was horrible. But yeah, leg extension wise, I did progress, I think.
Don't take forever. It's been forever.
That's putting me off. The music was just final set or exercise, hamstring curl, single line prone. I'll explain it just now. Pretty much the feels horrible with dual leg for me. Single leg, it means that I've got that variation, I can actually do it and enjoy it. Got the seated one first and then a lying one after. This is one single set, but it's a triple rest pause. So a rest pause is pretty much where you'll take your set to failure as usual. So I've got a 10 to 15 rep range, then I'll rest for 15 seconds, take it to failure again. That's a standard rest pause. But for myself, it'll be fail, rest, fail, rest, fail. So going over and over and over, so there's multiple failure points, so it absolutely ruins me. It's single leg, so once I finish it one side, I need to go again and do the other one. It's pretty horrible. But after this again, we'll go and run through some posing and then my prep, and then that'll be us. Video number 4 done.
Don't take forever. It's been forever.
So lower session wrapped up. Another very positive one. I took progressions on pretty much most of my movements, especially for my big hitters. So the hip thrust and the leg press both progressed. Hip thrust I was 1 rep up on my top set. Then the back of set I put 2.5 kg on per side and I was only 1 rep down, so 5 kg up in total, 1 rep down. Take that any day of the week. Then the leg press I put 4 25s and a 10 on. Got that for 5+1 last week and I got 8+1 this week I believe, so really happy that I went for it. But yeah, we're in a really good position just now with prep. I'm 11 weeks out from the first show and 19 weeks out from the final one. I do have a warm-up show which will be a little bit earlier, but I'm just going to keep that kind of secret, but like I'm not going to tell anyone because it's a warm-up show for a reason. I don't want there to be any pressure on myself. Go in, we can kind of iron out any mistakes in terms of my tan, my posing, stress, nerves, the peak itself, making sure that we've got everything planned out so that we don't mess up on the first actual show. So that's a bit sooner, a lot sooner than 11 weeks actually. My voice cracks. But yeah, that's the plan for that. I think prep started at 73.7 kg and I'm 67.4 kg down now, so that's what, 6.5 kg down. I'll get Evan to put like a wee transformation post up, so start versus now with a couple of my check-in photos. Going very, very good. Numbers are still progressing in the gym. Still feel good, just enjoy food a lot more. It's not to the point where I'm really like hungry and I'm starving, it's horrible. I just enjoy food. When it was peak off season, it felt like an absolute chore just to eat, but now it's like every meal I'm quite excited for. It's not like, oh, I'm in the trenches. It's like just food's nicer, I feel all right. Everything's good in terms of sleep, nutrition, daily routine. I'm getting more kind of busier with the coaching side of things, so it means that my mind's kind of constantly going and constantly going and constantly going, so I don't really get caught up on the fact that I do feel possibly a little bit less energized and like a little bit more food focused because my mind's constantly occupied on something else. It means that it keeps myself busy. Another big announcement that will probably be happening by the time this video is out is Curry's is getting patched a lot earlier than I imagined, so I've got maybe 2 or 3 shifts left. Handed my notice in yesterday, which is a huge, huge step for me because the whole goal when I started there about a year and a half ago was to one day possibly leave there and go full time with online coaching when I have enough clients, and that day has came. Now, it's a big step and it's quite a risky one, not necessarily, but like that's what it feels like to me. There's a bit of imposter syndrome about it, but realistically I think I'll be fine. As Finn was saying when I spoke to him about it, it's addition by subtraction. That's 16 hours that I'm usually in Curry's on my rest days. I can chill out a little bit more, I can get my content scheduled, edited, posted, I can get back to clients, I can make sure that all that's done so that when I'm actually not in the Curry's and I'm not having to spend time editing all my content and doing all that. So it means as I get leaner, obviously there will be a little bit more traction on social media, and it means I can invest more time into the coaching. So please, if anyone wants coached, sign up right now. I need the money. No, but yeah, it's really exciting for me. Like, it's really good. And again, 11 weeks out from the first show, proper one. So life is good. I'm enjoying it. The process is just really, really nice. It's what's the quote about someone walks further who enjoys walking rather than the person that likes the destination. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. But yeah, everything's going good. I hope everyone that's watching as well. And again, like and subscribe. Make sure that you do it. Last video didn't have as many views, so make sure you skyrocket this one. So yeah, that's that, guys. Thank you for watching and have a good day or good night. Goodbye.